Hi, I'm Jonathan from Some Talented People. So this is episode 5 and a brief history of why I can do what I can do and how that's going to be useful to you. So we spoke last time about my motorcycle accident. In fact, I can't use the upper right side of my body. As a result of that, I was off work for 6 months, actually on full pay. And it's not a vast salary, but I was on a pretty good salary at the time. And after 6 months, I was going to go on statutory sick pay. So I got up and got back to work. Now, at the time, I was sweating profusely. I was on very high doses of morphine for the pain, and trying to do the sales role. I was what's known as a field sales executive, so going out and seeing people was virtually impossible because I could no longer write. And they were trialing at the time a new computer system for salespeople, and it had 8 meg of RAM and 320 meg hard drive, an IBM ThinkPad it was, and it was just ridiculous. And I'd break out into sweats and I'd start shaking because of the medication. It was not a great deal of fun, and also the computer system broke pretty much 3 or 4 times a day. But obviously what that meant is that I pushed myself not to scrunch up in a ball and cry. I pushed myself to work even though I was in incredible pain, and as a result of the technology not being up to scratch, or certainly up to today's standards, I had to continuously learn how to resolve IT issues. So it was very much a beneficial time for me. Now, this is something that I was doing whilst having a drugs and alcohol problem, and as I say, I was talking levels of morphine that would frankly kill 3 or 4 horses. But because I was unable to do the sales role that I'd been doing, I then went on to a series of 6 monthly, 18 monthly, 12 monthly secondments, and I worked across Page's business in various areas. So I started in sales, then I went to the initial sales training, candidate selection training sessions, and then I moved into a department called change management, because it was the change management department that was responsible for the computer systems. And it was in that department that I was taught neuro-linguistic programming, NLP. And neuro-linguistic programming, the theory, says that, oh yeah, if you think differently, then you can have a different experience. But you can read that and go, whatever, because that isn't true. This is the problem, that's the way it is. I learned NLP maybe 3 or 4 years into it. So I've done sales, I've done sales training, I've done change management, process flow management, communication skills. I was then a regional sales coach across multi-products, Yale data, the internet side of the business at the time. This is 1996, by the way. There was another department, it eludes me at the moment, but essentially I coached salespeople in these different areas of business, all of which, or none of which, were areas that I'd sold myself. And so that is a level of coaching which is different from most people. And finally, after 7 years of being on secondments, I said to the company, look, I want to settle down and get a proper career here now. And I'd worked very closely with marketing. So the company paid for me to do my Chartered Institute of Marketing qualification. I then joined that department, which I'd worked with on secondment before, and became a really valuable member of that team. It's funny because I arrived on the floor of marketing people. We must have had 100, 150 people in marketing, a whole floor of the building, and not a single one had ever sold the product. Amazing. So what does this mean to you? Well, basically what it means to you is this, that as a salesperson, I must have dealt with 3,500 small businesses across every sector. Not only that, but the nature of Yellow Pages was that, like Google is today, you look for specific things. So I've a lot of practice in finding out what it is about you that specifically makes you valuable. Then you've got the situation where the range of experience I have is encompassing the whole nature of business, from the sales, production, to the teams of operations. Oh, that was the other department, help desk. All of these experiences in the business give me a holistic perception. So I'm coming to you. I've got a dyslexic mind. I see things that other people don't see. I'm experienced across a wide range of service management areas, all of these middle management jobs basically. And I have 24 years of asking, amongst other questions, how can I? What this produces is the ability to process and solve at an incredibly fast rate. Basically, your brain's like a muscle, like any other muscle. The extent to which you work a particular set of skills is the extent to which you become expert. And I had no choice but to ask, how can I? And it's only when I look back on it now that I understand and appreciate the value of that question. So if you come to me, I can look at things and extremely rapidly analyze a set of circumstances, a set of questions that will probably be new or unfully answered by you to date. Anyway, I will speak to you in a week or so. Take care. Bye.